out? This is such You know, I'm also involved in this.
Okay, all right, focus. All eyes on me. You are all persons of interest now.
Thank you.
Welcome back. That was a clip from Only Murders in the Building, of course, starring Martin Short, who is here with us live because of his friend Mary Lou.
I'm so happy to see you. So you two have such different styles of acting and just being. I mean, you're like the extreme extrovert, and Steve is like an extreme introvert. And a lot of people don't know that about him, but you and I do because you've worked with him forever. He talks about retiring, but you're never going to retire. I don't think he will either. But do you ever see yourself not doing this?
He was actually being a little facetious.
Good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, what he was saying was, well, you know, I'm in this hit TV show and I'm touring around different cities for the next 2 years with Marty Short, and I have a new book. So if that's retirement, I guess
I see. Wait, I just want to say something about your book. Your autobiography is brilliant. And the way you talk about Nancy, your beautiful wife of 30 years, it's extraordinary. Everybody should read his book. It makes you cry and it makes you laugh, of course.
I bet it's inspiring, too.
It's very inspiring.
Yeah. Okay, Martin, so I never missed an episode of Jiminy Glick as a kid. Never. What I loved is how you would just ask the most absurd questions. Look at you with Larry David right there. Did anyone you interview ever actually get mad at you?
No, they kind of knew what the deal was, you know. They kind of knew. A lot of them were my friends. You know, I remember saying to Mel Brooks, "What's your big beef with the Nazis?" And, you know, I knew. And Mel kind of went, "What's my big beef with the Nazis?" I don't know, they're rude.
They're rude. Oh, man, it's a Jew on this panel that killed me. All right, I have to ask you a quick question, Mr. Marty Short. First off, I loved you in Three Amigos. I think I just had to say that word, Dusty. I just had to say it.
You're fangirling and boying.
Yeah, very much so.
We are.
Can you teach us, as you did to Larry David, the Jiminy Glick voice? Because I hear it goes up here and then it goes. Is that similar? Am I right? A little bit?
That was.
Yeah, there was a guy when I was a kid. If you stayed off his lawn all summer, you got free passes. He owned a movie theater, and he had a voice that was very high, and then it would go very low. And so you kind of remember that, and then 30 years later, you create a character at his expense.
Corey, you do the face really well. Show Marty. Show.
Okay.
Watch.
I find you such an icon because you are so funny. Okay. Fail.
Marty, I did want to
I like when Jiminy said to Steven Spielberg, "When are you going to do the big one?"
When are you going to do the big one?
Can we bring Jiminy Glick back? Has that been pitched to you? Would you consider bringing it back? I think now's the time.
Yeah, especially
because
people
it
are so used to
is,
singing.
we are in a different time. You know, Jiminy could say anything.
Yep.
And because I always used to describe him as a moron with power, you know. So even though he was a fool, he was still intimidate an assistant if they got their lunch order wrong. But now we are so cautious in what we can say and what we can't say. I don't know, and because Jiminy was improvised, I'm sure I would get in trouble.
Yeah, but that might be worth it.
I
That might
think
be
so.
But did you
I guess.
did you get some of these characters from your family? Because I know you're the youngest of 5, and that's a big family.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. No. Well, usually they would start with me where someone I would meet, you know, either at the cleaners taking the shirts and couldn't get to stay on, Mr. Short. And suddenly you go, what's he wearing?
I'm just curious, how do you never break character? Because I think that's what really pulls people in to you being an interview and why, like, Jiminy Glick becomes a real person, because it's
so
almost
committed,
like Marty Short goes away for a little while. Do you ever break character? Is there something you do to stay in that?
I don't know. Jiminy Glick, particularly, you know, some characters I would do were very written, very structured. You know, I know that. You don't think I know that? It's so funny. Yeah. I mean, I would do rhythms. But Jiminy Glick was always just an improvised character. And I would, you know, we would shoot, let's say, 14 minutes to get it down to a 5-minute interview. And I'd look back as I'm editing it, and I'd see me say things like, "I take great umbrage." And I think, I've never used that expression in my life. I don't even know what it means. You know,
It sounded good.
some
It
way
sounded
this
really good.
other part of my brain saying.
Yeah.
So good. I wish we could have you all show long. Marty, thank you so much for joining
you
us
so
today.
much.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just at the lake. Look.
Yes, stay with us.
I
I
love
love you
it.
so much, Mark. Thank you so much. So much.
Thank you, guys. I love you, Mary Lou. I love you all.
too.
Oh,
Enjoy the cottage.
DBL Nation, you can watch Martin on his hit show Only Murders in the Building on Hulu and catch his touring comedy show with Steve Martin. You won't believe what they look like now. Find tickets on stevemartin.com. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Bye. What an honor.
Isn't he great?
It's amazing.